Fancy. Okay, so welcome to another episode of the Gluten Power Hour, the Semolina Sit Down. So Adrian and I are here to do what we do, to talk our shit. And we're going to focus on some of the stuff that happens outside of these restaurants, outside of these clubs, because there's a whole situation before we even see these people. So we have, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Imani. Nice to meet you guys.
Beautiful. Imani is a liaison, right? He's our consigliere. He is the avenue between us and the people before they come into the restaurant. He sees them before we see them. He talks to them. He gets their vibe. He checks on them. So we're going to talk a little bit about what Imani does and how he influences the vibe of the restaurant, his experiences. And then after a little bit of that, we're going to skip all that and we're going to talk some shit because we value what Imani has to say.
Let's do it.
So, start it up, sir.
Welcome to FancyBread. I'm Adrian.
I'm Ed.
Today, joined by Imani. And as we dive into security in restaurants and other stuff as well, please tell us, sir, tell us a little bit about your hospitality background. What do you do now? And what other services you offer as well?
The journey, brother.
So it's been a long, long journey. You know, I've been doing this thing for 15, maybe 20 years, man. It's been a long time, you know. I've worked at many different venues. Been on the lower end of it to the higher end of it, you know. So I've seen it all. I've worked in nightclubs. I've worked in other nefarious places.
Ooh, interesting. Got it.
I've worked in restaurants and bars, you know. So I've seen it all. I've done it all, you know.
Anywhere outside of Miami?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Where else other than Miami?
New Jersey,
Holy shit.
New York,
Brick City.
New York as well.
Okay. All right.
And, you know, even Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta for a few months.
Okay.
And yeah, down here in Miami is where I gained the most traction in my career, you know. And, yeah, man, just excited to share that experience with you guys.
And currently, you're a head of security, or what would you consider
I'm a
kind of your role?
I'm a hybrid, you know.
Yeah.
So I believe in growth.
Yeah.
With opportunity, you know, you should always try to advance yourself.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, I started off just like your average security guard, you know, working, doing ropes and checking IDs and things like that. You know, the situation kind of evolved once, you know, my superiors saw the value in me.
Right.
And, you know, how good I was with people. And, you know, they put me in position to expand and grow. And, you know, I kind of became a gatekeeper down here in Miami.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of became a gatekeeper, and different people I've worked with have seen that I'm good at that, and people kind of gravitate towards me, so they put me in position, and we just keep going with it. You know?
So I want to start with the one question that would be on a lot of people's minds.
Hold on.
Can
I say something?
Go for it.
So I like to
Please go ahead.
throw Google's definition of what you do at you. I like to do this with a lot of people because I want to see how accurate you think this is.
Okay.
And if it isn't,
Please
edit it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So according to Google, doormen and bouncers act as the front line of a venue, tasked with balancing hospitality with crowd safety. They must constantly navigate high-stress situations like checking fake IDs, turning away intoxicated individuals, diffusing aggressive altercations, enforcing dress codes, and managing capacity, all while maintaining a welcoming atmosphere.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Google did a good job.
Okay.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
That's
because
fair.
sometimes Google or stuff like that is kind of detached from reality, you know?
Yeah.
They just give kind of surface level.
Yeah.
So, you know, okay.
So surface level, what would be guess why does a restaurant, which was the super question, why does a restaurant need security?
So mainly, I would say that any venue that serves alcohol is going to need security.
Right.
Got it.
Because human beings are unpredictable. And that's just the truth.
That is a very
you know?
diplomatic statement.
It doesn't matter if it's a high-end venue or it's a hole in the wall. If we're serving alcohol, you know, you don't know how much someone's going to consume, what their tolerance is.
Right.
And things can get a little crazy, a little hairy, right?
Right.
So we need someone to be a mediator, some kind of person that can diffuse.
A gatekeeper.
Yeah, someone that could diffuse the situation. And, you know, usually a people person, not someone that's abrasive or, you know,
I'm glad you said that.
you can de-escalate, you know.
Have you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?
Absolutely.
You seen the movie Roadhouse? So for those who don't know what Roadhouse is, it's a classic Patrick Swayze movie where he's basically what you call a cooler. And a cooler isn't a bouncer. A cooler is the head of the bouncers. And they kind of oversee everything.
Yeah.
And at first, when he's giving training to the new staff, or the staff that works at this shithole,
Yeah.
the first rule he says is, be nice. You have to be nice. One of the guys goes, oh, so somebody calls me, my mother, a whore. And he goes, be nice. You got to be nice. So I think it requires a very specific temperament. As you say, you really got to be cool to do what you do, bro. Really got to be cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I recently went to a restaurant that just got their liquor license. They used to serve only beer and wine. And when I was there, now they serve booze. The atmosphere there changed.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it at first because I'm sitting down and I'm chilling, and it's usually a very chill restaurant. But it was there was one or two tables that were rowdy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, this place isn't usually like this. What the fuck's going on? And then it clicked. I was like, yeah, they're all having cocktails. Oh, yeah. You could get shots here now. You could drink all types of booze. And with that, as soon as you bring that to a place, then everything changes.
Everything. Makes a huge difference, man.
That is true. Now, I like to kind of split that into two parts, right? Because you have roles inside of the restaurant, you have roles outside of the restaurants. What would be some of the, per se, roles outside of the restaurant that this gatekeeper can have?
Yeah, so being outside, I think it's important for someone that, is has a presence in the community. If you want your spot to be, visible, someone that has that swagger, someone that's gonna, it depends on the vibe of the place though, but you need someone that's familiar with everyone. Because if it's just a stranger, someone that doesn't have that familiar face, people are gonna come up. What matters the most is their vibe coming into your place. And when it's a familiar face, they're gonna come in feeling welcomed already. They're gonna come in with that familiarity, knowing that, this is a place that they want to be. Their friends are here.
I think it's nice.
People are here.
I would say that one of the biggest values that it adds as well is that it brings an outside presence. And with that, you can play with something like a line. Something that is really hot nowadays, or a hot take, is that if you put a line outside of your restaurant, that will bring a lot more interest. Because people are like, if someone's interested, then maybe there's good.
100%.
Because if they just don't see anyone. So just having someone outside with some robes, it just brings attention to like what's going on. And if the person is looking good, has that familiarity, like you said, or the Disney look, which, by the way, for those who don't know, Disney look means that you would just trust your kids with this person without knowing them. So that's what Disney looks for. So it's a person that you say, oh, yeah, let me go and ask that person.
Let me ask this guy.
Right? And this is a place, and you're like, yeah, this is the place. Welcome in. So you're that first, what would be the best way to say it? You're the first interaction that they have.
The tip of the spear.
Yeah, definitely the tip of the spear. So that is a big add-on to your restaurant. Now let's bring it inside. What are some of the things that you have to do inside?
Inside, you gotta have awareness. Number one, you gotta be able to read social cues. You gotta be able to see the flow of the hive, how it's humming, how's everyone moving, is someone moving funny, do they need help, this person's not supposed to be here, or the VIPs are right here, on this side of the room, so you want to make sure everyone's comfortable, and you want to make sure that no one feels infringed upon or no one feels slighted, everyone feel special in your place, and they feel comfortable and safe. It's very important that a guard or any of your staff has good awareness of what's happening, and it needs to be a well-oiled machine where everyone can help each other and be eyes for each other. So,
I'd like to add something to that, if I may. One person that also works security mentioned it as scanning intentions. He says, you as a server, you're trained to look for micro expressions that your guests do if they didn't like that. They had a sip and they were like, oh, clearly they didn't like that. Let me offer them something else. Or if they're, so I'm looking at those micro expressions. While you're scanning for intentions of, is this person looking to have a good time? Is this person looking to have trouble? Is this person, like you said, upset because doesn't have enough space? So you constantly have to scan for those. And by having you there, that means I don't necessarily have to constantly do that as well. So I can focus more on what I do instead of having to do that. So it's a nice little thing. Let's and also a great thing that security does inside is they kick out the patrons that you don't want inside. It is the best thing you can do. It's the best thing because you as a server, if someone gives you shit and you just don't, you don't have to do anything. You be like, just 1 moment, please. And you call security and say, that table, get him out.
Gotta get out of here.
So do famous people frequent where you work?
Oh yeah, all the time.
So how does that change,
The dynamic.
how does that change the dynamic? Does that exasperate anything? Does it make you have to reconfigure your priorities?
Yeah, it adds an element of basically you gotta control the crowd, And the thing is, I've seen people go from being totally normal people to seeing their star or celebrity that they're into.
They go crazy
And
become fanboys and
now
fangirls.
you're basically screaming and crying, in a matter of seconds, and sometimes that makes people uncomfortable, So we do our best to mitigate the situation, fanatics, if you know the word fan, it can be a cool thing, and I'm sure that all the celebrities and famous people out there love their fans, and we need them. We need them to keep the entertainment business going. Restaurants and nightclubs are a part of that, So most notable people, you don't want to give the impression that you don't want to be next to your fans or be with your fans. You want to be with them, but at the same time, there's a balance and a fine line where you can cross that line of comfort, and you don't want to make anyone uncomfortable in your place of business. So it's our responsibility as the security or the doorman to kind of create that barrier if necessary, so that we can still function normally.
Sweet.
That shit happens all the time, bro.
Nice.
Has anyone ever asked you,
Yeah.
oh, can I go take a picture with him? Can you ask them for a picture?
Exactly.
No. What do you say? What do you say?
I just say no.
No. Say no.
I just
No.
say no.
No.
I used to try to be all diplomatic.
Yeah.
Well, you have to understand, they don't want to be bothered right now.
Right.
They're here with friends and family.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Exactly.
Give them a little space. Maybe when they leave. Now I just say no.
Yeah, man.
No. Sometimes, if I want to add to it, I say no. You could go ahead and try.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be a part of it.
Right.
That's it.
Celebrities.
Yeah, sometimes I say no. But if you go up to a restaurant, and I'm not in charge of it's not like if my guest gets up from the table, I gotta be like, is that person going where they need to go?
You remember? I remember who came where we worked. The MMA guy,
Which of all?
the Irish Conor McGregor.
Conor
Yeah.
McGregor.
Got it.
Conor McGregor came to where we work, and this motherfucker walked around by himself.
Of course.
It's like Mike Tyson back in the day.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson walked around with security, not for Mike Tyson. He walked around with security for you.
You guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor walked around like, I dare somebody to come fuck with me. No one even looked at him twice, bro. Super nice guy, by the way.
Yeah, really
But
cool.
nobody even looked at Conor McGregor twice.
Yeah, man.
That's kind of tricky, though, because restaurants want celebrities, nightclubs want celebrities in there, but it causes chaos. But I guess it's a necessary chaos because, nowadays, how do you get ahead? How do you turn into a cool restaurant or a cool club into the restaurant or the club without those celebrities coming, without the chaos that comes with it?
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky.
Yeah,
I guess that's why you're necessary.
The trick is
Talk to me.
controlled chaos. I know that sounds like a contradiction, but you want to control the chaos the best that you can, right? So we need these people here. We need them to feel comfortable, and we need to control the situation.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. It's a hard job. It's not easy.
Now, speaking of, I wanted to go because you mentioned things that people do that are nice or not. I want to talk about yeses and nos at the door or with bounces, right? So yeses would be, because everybody knows, be nice, be patient. You'll go in, you have a good time. But some people want to have their Jared, like that song, who the fuck is Jared, right? They want to have their own Jared. And if they want you to be that Jared, what are some of the things that they can do? And what are some of the things that they could get, right? Because we all see in the movies how you flex, you give a good tip, the restaurant's busy, right this way.
Right.
What are some of the things? Or maybe at the club, is that a thing? Like, can we work the door? Is that something that is allowed? Are you allowed to receive tips? I guess the first question should have been, are you allowed to receive tips?
Yeah, that's a big part of the business, right? And, we're all working to make money.
Yes.
So, everything within reason. I don't expect a professional to be hustling the door, you know? But I think our regulars, people that come all the time that spend a lot of money, I think those people should be treated with some kind of a high regard, you know? Of
course.
So if they come up to us and they shake our hand with something nice, then we're going to do what we can
Right.
to take care of them. And, you know?
Right, it's not expected, it's appreciated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's where the classiness comes. Because sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's
Absolutely.
expected.
Absolutely.
That's what becomes a problem.
Which is the terrible question is, oh, I know the owner, you know, or the terrible statement.
many
sorry.
times you-
That's
that-
my pet peeve.
Yeah.
I know so-and-so. I
Right.
know so-and-so.
So do I.
Well, if you know them, call them.
Right,
so
exactly.
that they can call me or text me,
Right.
and then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
You know?
because that's the one rule of the who the fuck is Jared? If Jared is not at the door when you're going to the place, then don't name drop Jared,
Yeah.
because your guy is Jared, not anyone else. So
Exactly.
don't expect him to work you as one of his regulars where you don't take care of him. That's simple as that.
Believe me.
Right, your reputation. But to see the thing, that's the thing people don't realize. If you are an excellent guest, then your reputation will precede you.
Yes.
Because I used to go to this bar to go have steak, and I would always be as generous as I could be with the bartender who became like my guy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there. I went to go eat. And I told the guy, hey, I was like, hey, how are you? What's your name? And he said, oh, I said, hey, I'm Ed. He goes, oh, yeah, I know who you are. Right? Vic told me about you. Like, that's a very small example. But if you're very consistent, if you're generous, if you're gracious, then your reputation will precede you everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But now this brings to light something I want to say, Adrian.
Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to share.
Go ahead,
a
share.
win that I had recently.
Go ahead, share,
I'm very
go
proud
ahead.
of it. I'm very proud of it.
Go ahead.
Because, like I said, it's about consistency. It's about being nice. This is a place that I tend to go almost every day to, instead of have a beer, I have a juice, you know? And there was this guy who would work there, PM shift, and I would see him every day, and I would call him by his name, say hi, always leave a little tip extra.
Yeah.
And every now and then, he would just bring it. He would bring me my shake, but just a little bit of extra that came out with, from the machine. I was like, damn. Now this guy left. He moved out. Good for him. I wish you the very best. Give him some tip that day. And then now someone else is there. I still tip extra. I still take care of that. And then the other day, like weeks later, my juice came and the little extra came out. And I was like, I did it. I fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you just gotta be nice.
That's a good feeling.
And you gotta persevere.
It pays
and
off.
again, it is not expected, but
It's
it is
appre-
always
it's
appreciated.
It's appreciated.
Amen.
Hey,
appreciated.
man. Anyway, just wanted to share that good story because it felt so good.
So, in expecting you to come, I had to try to find some links between what we do inside and what you do outside. So, one of the interesting things that I thought of was when one guest outshines another. And it's an inevitable truth that I said this before. Our job in hospitality is to make everybody feel like somebody. That's part of our job. That's not the job. It's just one of the jobs, part of the job description, right? Yeah. But sometimes if you got two somebodies, one of those might be more somebody than the other. And it's just the nature of the biz when we're inside and we're taking care of tables. So let's say I have 4 tables. And one of those tables is a humongous VIP. They're spending a ton of money. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. But the truth is, there's no fucking way I'm paying more attention, an equal amount of attention to all 4 of those tables.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
It's hard.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It was hard at first because I was like, man, I'm letting these people down. Man, fuck them.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to be on this level, you would be on this level. Right? I'm still going to give you the best service I can. Right. But I even say this to my serving assistant. I say, yo, if all 4 of these tables need something at the same time, and sometimes they even finish the sentence for me. They go, because they're smart. They go, I'm going here. I go, exactly. That's the way it is. So,
yep.
Have you ever had a situation outside of the restaurant where you're having a disagreement with somebody? Mm-hmm. Let's say they want to come in and they've got a dress code issue. Right. They're wearing shorts or something. But then all of a sudden, in the same discussion, a super VIP comes up with the same dress code violation, and you let them in. Ooh. What happens in those difficult situations? Because I know you've dealt with it a million times.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Exactly.
It's not easy, That kind of forces you in a place where you've got to explain what you're gonna do. You know, you got to explain it, and you know, you got to be good with. Like I said, you got to be a people person.
What do you say to people?
So
What do you say?
You know, I'll
In
let
that hypothetical scenario.
Hypothetical situation.
What the fuck, yo?
Well, how do you serve? How do you?
He's wearing shorts too.
He's wearing shorts too, but you know, management, ownership, you know, these guys are going to give him a pass because of what he's got going on and how important that guest is to us.
You got to keep it real.
So, you know, I got to keep it real.
You got to keep it real. With
and
people.
I try to, you know, manners and respect.
Right.
Goes a long way.
Right.
So you speak to someone with manners and respect, they'll feel that energy.
They might get angry, but
they might for a moment, but they know that okay, this is a real one.
He just kept it real.
Yeah.
He kept it real.
Right.
But
So,
it's hilarious because anyone that sees this show, they'll be like, "Wow, these guys have like so much energy," and he's like so chill, and that's the whole point. It's because we can't have all forwards. You know, we need some centers, we need some backs.
Right.
Come on, man, it's a whole team.
I
Man.
mean, I've said to people, I've said it before. If you want to do anything you want in a restaurant, you gotta become famous. You gotta own the fucking restaurant, or you gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
One of those three things.
Or you got to tip like a monster. And, you know.
Well, I mean, that's part of becoming a VIP, man.
That's why we always say, if you want to stay,
you gotta pay, bro. That's it.
It's a level of growth.
That's it.
I do. Before we finish on the door, there was two little things I wanted to discuss, and that is when you open up purse checking and checking out for weapons, because I understand that we live in Florida, for example, where it's legal for you to carry a weapon. But just because it's legal for you to carry a weapon does not mean that you can bring it into a place or a business, because that's the law of we reserve the right of admission. So the point is, at what point does that law serve us more than the laws from the outside, because we are a business and we have the right to admission.
To refuse
so
service.
how does that go into searching for things and telling guests, no, you can't come in, or you have to leave that somewhere else, or you have to go back? And like, how does that work?
So what I always do, I always ask, you know, if I have an inclination that someone might have something, you know, I always say, you know, do you have a weapon on you? If you do, we're not allowed to have it inside, because the law, even though we're allowed to have weapons in Florida, the law is that in a place that serves alcohol, you know, we're never allowed to have guns and those kinds of weapons.
Got it.
Within a certain proximity of service of alcohol.
Got it. I have no idea about that.
If you notice, even cops, right, even though they have the legal right to be in a lot of places, cops will never come to a place inside a place that's serving alcohol unless they're responding to an emergency.
Oh.
Think about it. Have you ever seen?
Yeah,
cops
okay.
go-
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like they will never walk into a bar unless someone called them to say, hey, there's a
an
discrepancy, a
active
disruption, there's something that
situation.
you need to come in. Wow.
Exactly.
That just goes to show
Now you
you,
know.
once alcohol is involved, everything changes.
Everything changes.
Everything.
Everything changes.
Yeah. So, you know, visually, I try to, you know, again, awareness. I try to look at a person and see, you know, with experience, you'll be able to tell how someone's walking, how their clothes look. You'll be able to tell if someone has a firearm on them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
You've seen so much shit,
You
man.
see so many of them that you have an idea.
Yeah.
And I guess finally, since we're talking about alcohol, that's the last one. And it's about bringing alcohol in and also taking alcohol out, which are both completely different things. And both are a no.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. It's no.
Exactly.
I mean, restaurants sometimes do the whole bottle service. That if you bring the bottle, we'll deal with that. But other than that, no. You're not coming into a club with a bottle of tequila or vodka. That's
Right.
not going to happen. Or a restaurant. Come on.
Right.
How often do guests try to leave with glasses?
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
the time.
Obviously, I don't see very many. I don't see as many as you, because you see all of them.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I only see the ones who were kind of at my table or in my section.
Yeah.
So what do you tell the people? You say,
Yeah, and
what do
they're
you- what do you
not
s-
doing it like purposely.
I don't think people are running out with the glass because they want to
Yeah,
take it.
yeah.
They just want to. They couldn't finish their drink and they're in them like
They're
the
just in
momentum.
the
They think they can leave it
vibe,
outside
you know?
and someone's going to pick
Yeah.
it up.
Right,
Which
right.
nobody does.
It's our job.
I mean,
to
somebody
help,
does, but yeah.
you know, it's more of a help than
Right.
than I'm like being the teacher, like telling you can't do this and that. You know, it's more like, oh guys,
Like, hey,
let me
you
get
can't
that
come.
for
You,
you.
you can't leave with that. Or let me get that.
you know, I wouldn't even say it that way. I'd say, let me get that for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. Charismatically
Same
aggressive.
effect.
Charismatically aggressive.
There you go.
There we go.
Exactly. It's
You're like, oh, but
how
I'm
you-
not finished.
Let me
Oh,
get
so
this.
take your time.
Let me get this out of your way.
Before you leave.
Let me
and
get
then
that
I'll
for
take
you.
it
There you go. Whoa, you
I'm
see
telling
with
you, bro.
John charisma.
I was
Everything's
wearing
like-
a suit, bro. It's like it's
I mean, it's funny because the question that I get often from guests is, do you have plastic cups? And at that
All
point,
the
I just
time.
and at that point, I
All
literally
the
I
time.
said we're not allowed to walk
All the
out with
time.
alcohol.
Right.
That's it. You're welcome to enjoy it, or you're welcome to
Do we have
hang by the
plastic
bar.
cups?
But
That's so tacky, bro.
It is.
That is so
It
tacky.
is, especially at a high end.
Plastic cups, so tacky, bro. Take your strawberry lemonade and get the fuck out of here. So, one of my favorite things, and this is a new evolution for me because it wasn't at first, but now it really is I guess they're called fuck boys. I don't really know what the definition of a fuck boy is, but for me, it's somebody who like is just kind of sleazy in the woman department.
Obnoxious.
Kind of obnoxious and sleazy in the woman department. So the way I see that happening in restaurants is when there's a guy who comes in with different women constantly. Now, again, this is another thing that I found where you can relate to us and vice versa. Because I had to build bridges here.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love it. We got a guy who comes in with different women constantly.
Right.
And this is the thing, right? We all know the rules. You know the rules. You see a guy with a different woman, you never say welcome back.
Never.
Right. But hold on though. Hold on.
Here we go.
This guy comes in with different women constantly, and he shows us intimate familiarity, which is obvious that he's there all the fucking time. He loves it. Right. One time I walked past him because I was like, okay, I see you, but do your thing.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Hey, grab me while I'm sorry. He grabbed me while I'm like this. He was like, where you going? I was like, oh shit, I'm in it now. I gave him a hug. I was like, why you doing? He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So I respect that more. To me, it's like this. I'll give you, Alex, I love analogies. I prefer if somebody cuts me off in traffic and doesn't signal at all because they committed to the fuck you. They don't give a shit. Don't cut me off and then signal because that makes me angrier. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
So this guy comes in with different women. He doesn't give a shit. And the world we live in now, I don't think women give a shit neither, bro.
That's true.
Because women aren't stupid, man. Women are
Miami.
not stupid, man. This is Miami. We work in the kind of restaurants where you go to flash, you go to show off. You're basically just an accessory for this guy. They're getting free food. They're getting free dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, free drinks. They don't care, bro.
Riding away.
Listen, and honestly, in a way, because these guests, they are common. I'm sure that you have in your restaurant one of these guests too, and they're awesome because they tip madly and they love to walk in and feel like a VIP. And that's the key, is that they say hi to you like they know you.
Yeah.
And if they do that, then it's like you said. Oh, then we're in the game. It's all good. He don't care, and that's fine. And man, let me tell you something. That same guy, he was like, hey. Did you see the shit I bricked today?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like he was like, did you saw that one I brought today?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, man.
Or sometimes this
That's
guy
all they
will come
want.
in. He'll come in by himself because he'll be waiting for the chick, and then we'll all be like, "What do you got coming in today?" And then sometimes he'll be excited. Sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, wait till you see this one. Wait till you see this one." And sometimes he'll have some
Somebody
dynamite come in,
Somebody
bro.
come in too.
He'll have some fucking, and then sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, I'm just doing what I got to do." Then you don't say nothing. You don't say nothing. But I love it. Honestly, at first I thought it was obnoxious, but where I started loving it was realizing that the women were into it too.
Yes.
The women that come with him, they're
playing
into
the
it.
game
So
too.
if everybody is a consenting adult, everyone's having a good time, drinking, eting, then let them have a good time.
Exactly.
No problem.
And otherwise, you're gonna have to pick. I can only take one to my favorite restaurant.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that sucks.
That's rough.
Yeah,
that's
that
rough.
sucks.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if that lifestyle's for me, but I respect it. I don't know if it's for me. It's not really not
Speaking
kind
of
guy,
our lifestyle,
but I respect it.
Yeah.
who is this job for? Like, because you've been on it for 15 years, you mentioned, right?
man, yeah.
So how did it grip you? Like, who was it that said, "Hey, man, like this job will be good for you if you like A, B, or C"? So let's say, who is this for? And what are some things that they might like and some things that they might not like?
Yeah, man. So it's very demanding, and if you're gonna go in all the way, it's gonna be very taxing on your hours. Most of it's gonna be nightlife. So you gotta have a balance. You gotta balance your life well. Time management's important. Taking care of your health is important. Being active and being careful about how you manage your day, because I think in the beginning, I was a young single man, and I had more time on my hands, less responsibility, so I had the chance to really focus on doing this. And you learn a lot of skills along the way, too. You learn, how to handle yourself. Obviously, if you have a physical altercation, you learn.
I was gonna ask that next.
These things happen, and training is important.
Yeah.
Training.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
What do you train? Do you train?
Yeah, I have in the past.
You ever fucking
mixed martial arts,
you
wrestling.
ever yoke somebody up?
I've had to several times, man. Yeah.
Like more than you would like to happen.
Yeah, more than, of course.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean,
I've
in
been
15 years, how many would we say that you have to like?
I have been in every possible scenario, brother.
Yeah,
like I've been
like-
overseas with, you know, guns going on.
I was going to say, what's going on?
You know what I mean? We're taking cover. You know, I've been in that situation. I've been in
Wow.
fights and major violence in the parking lot. I've been in, you know, a full all-out brawl in the middle of the nightclub. All hands on deck. Multiple assailants.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I've been in all of that. So
all hands on deck?
yeah. So, you know, working the door of a high-end restaurant, you know, it's really
It's a lot more relaxing.
Much more chill,
It's a lot more
probably.
chill.
It's a lot more chill. But, you know, at this stage of my life, you know, I'm a family man now. I got children. So this fits right in for me, you know, where, you know, I'm still in the business. I'm still in the action, but it's not as crazy,
Damn.
you know. So
Because I heard some good people that like you went through those trenches, but then they became the personal, bouncer or
Yeah,
or
it can-
security officer of
Pays
X
well.
person because
Yeah.
hey,
Do
you
that
say,
'cause it pays
that guy
well.
saved my life once, and
Absolutely.
now you're like my boy.
that's what
we've seen
happens.
those.
Because you've been in, you go into situations and people witness what's happening. You know, you got hundreds of people, sometimes 1,000 people in a nightclub. So they're seeing how you're handling yourself. And I've had celebrities literally come up to me like, yo, I need you to be my guy. I don't want anybody, when I come here, tell your boss that you're my guy. You know, just because of how you handle
Just because you
yourself.
were able to de-escalate
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
how you handled the situation, you
Damn.
know? And it's important, man, to keep your composure, make good decisions, you know?
Have you been hired any? Have you been offered any jobs?
Absolutely.
Doing what you do?
Private
To be like
jobs?
private?
Yeah, absolutely. Private. Like I said, I've flown overseas.
Okay,
with
that
other
was a
people.
private ordeal. Okay,
Yeah, I've done,
okay.
I've done festivals.
That sounds like a nightmare. Yeah.
It really
sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It's cool and a nightmare at the same
Right.
time. Dreams and nightmares at the same
Right.
time.
So they cancel each other out. So why didn't you take longer end private jobs?
Yeah,
So I'm sure you've gotten offered a bunch.
I have, and I've taken them here and there, but I've always been like a company guy, you know, longevity, stability,
Consistency.
I think those things are important to me,
Right.
You know, and
Right.
sometimes the private thing can be a wild card.
Okay.
You know, you unless you really know the client that you're working for
Right.
and you trust them immensely, you know, you don't want to just put your life in it.
Right, because it goes both ways, right?
Everybody's hands.
They got to trust you. You got to trust them.
Exactly. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
So,
Because again, this is another bridge. Because doing what we do, we brush shoulders and we serve a lot of affluent people. And Adrian can attest. I mean, I've been offered jobs for my entire career, even when I sucked at it, and now that I'm much more experienced, people always offer you jobs. Oh yeah. I actually quit the industry. I don't know if I ever told you this.
You mentioned,
I quit
yeah.
the industry for a little bit to go sell chicken. That shit was terrible. That shit was terrible. Selling chicken and beef.
I'm visualizing so hard. I'm gonna turn that into an AI picture.
Hold on,
You
give me a
like,
sec.
you grab the phone and be like, I'm selling chicken. Be like,
Give me a sec. Hold on.
I got the chicken.
come on, give me that.
Give
picture.
me a
Give it to me.
Give me one moment because I heard something. Why are you laughing so bad over there?
I think somebody texted you about that too. It's like, wait,
Why are
you're
you
selling
laughing
chicken?
so hard over there? What's so funny, bro?
It's okay, keep going.
Anyways, yes. So I left the industry to sell chicken and like beef and shit from like, what do you call it? Like,
wholesale?
the
Yeah,
wholesale.
distributor,
Yeah.
Wholesale, like trucks and shit. I did it for like a month. I hated it. Hated it so much. And then I went back to the industry. But yeah, we get offered jobs all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
All the
Car
fucking
salesman, I usually get that one all the time. I did security once, and I wanted to ask like if you ever did security because I was hired once to manage the door at an event. They were like, "Hey, I just went.
glad you brought this
Listen."
up.
Some guy was like, "Listen, I don't know. I love you. You're so amazing. I love your energy. I have this event, and I just need you and another friend to stand by the door and say hi to people, and then you go in and." I don't care. I just want you to hang out there and pay well. You know, hey, I actually have to call another friend. Give me like $500 to be in the door for like 2 hours. Then the party broke in. Everybody got drunk, and everybody's in the room upstairs doing all the things that they do, it's a good time. You know what I mean? And that's how you open doors. So
I got hired.
Listen, if you ever want to
didn't
hire
get
Fancy Bread
hired.
to look at your door, send us a DM, baby.
I didn't get hired. The only thing I ever did that was close to that, and thank you for bringing this up because I had totally forgot about this, was I was the chaperone for a high school dance. So I was a senior in the high school, and I got brought in because I was responsible to chaperone the sophomore and like freshman dance.
Okay.
I didn't really do a good job. Basically, what they told me was, listen, let the kids have a good time, but you know, I went to school in the Bronx,
Right.
So we were playing like reggae and all types of dance hall type shit.
Shout out
They were
New
like, listen, let the kids have a good time, but come, you know, use your intuition. If they get a little too raunchy, just separate them. You know, tell them to cool down. I didn't separate a fucking person. Nobody. I almost held the kid up. You know when you grinded back in the day, you grinding reggae or something.
Let me help you
Right?
out, dog.
And the girls push it, and you got to fall back, and you got your boys push you back.
Holding it down for you, like, yeah.
I almost had to.
dog.
I almost instinctively did that. I walked past the kid. Yo, they were perreando hard, son. Walked past them, and I almost put my hand out to go like this to him. I didn't do shit. That's the only security I ever did. I'm not good for that. 'Cause I just want people to have a good time. I don't give a shit, man.
I remember those parties.
Come on now.
I will say it was for me because I had the opportunity to kind of like go into that. It was the downtime of standing somewhere and just being there for like those long moments at a time that I said to myself, I don't have the attention span to be able to do this.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the peace to just at times just be there in the space or not necessarily
That's the
just
part that
standing there
sucks.
like one of those amazing, you know, like the English guys.
Oh, those guys are incredible.
you guys are amazing. Like, they
don't
don't
even
move. They
move.
still do. The guys with the top hat.
Yeah, they get gangster though.
No, they're-
when people
oh.
invade their space, I love those videos.
Those
They
videos
don't
are
even
amazing.
move. They're like,
Yeah, but
The
like,
horses
yeah.
are trained to bite.
So to you,
the horses
respect,
are trained to
but
bite.
I
Yeah.
can't do that. I need to be like.
yeah.
So I didn't go that way, and I went to the serving route. So yeah, we all have our roles to play.
Yes,
It was rough, man. Standing still, I was like, I couldn't do that as a kid. Imagine as an adult.
Like, what do I do now? Like, I'm just
Nah,
standing.
I have too much energy. So too much energy. One thing that I want to go is because I always mention that it's very important that in any job that you're in, that additionally to being paid hourly, that there's always the potential for you to make more money. And we established that it's okay to receive tips from guests. But how are some of the best ways that you perhaps can get tips from guests at the door? You know, what are some of the things that you can do that people be like, hey man, that was great.
Primary thing is just remembering people. You know,
Very powerful.
People want to feel like, you know, they're special, man, and
true.
and they are if they're returning
Yeah.
to your venue.
Doesn't
you
take
know.
much either.
Yeah, just
Doesn't take much.
familiarity. Man.
One little thing you remember. It's hard to remember names, but just one little thing, one little detail.
Exactly.
For us, it's remembering guests' drink,
Yep.
remembering even their water preference.
Exactly.
Even just saying it, like, "Oh, you had this last time," and they're like,
yeah.
"Well, I did."
It's so
you know?
good. Yeah.
And we,
usually.
we help
trabajan? Dale, abajo dice live. Sí. Sí, dale donde dice live. Estamos aquí. Hello, sorry about that. Edwin, tell people computer turn up.
Listen, that's what you get for depending on ChatGPT and all this AI bullshit. Technology fails, but we don't. Fancy bread doesn't fail. We're here. We're human. Rica, ¿qué tal en esa cajita que está ahí?
Perfect. So the live is still going
Let me
on.
see. Let me see a little palmerita. You got any palmeritas over there? Have something too, Erica. Please eat something. A little palmerita. What we got over here?
Okay, so it says 1 hour and 8, and he was here pretty late, so that means it's about 40 or 45 minutes. That's perfect.
That's solid, bro. Solid episode.
Solid.
A ver. Muchísimas gracias. ¿Te comiste tu cookie? Let's share a palmerita. One of these. Let's share one of these. Let's go halves. Let's go half and half on this. Half and half. Always good, brother.
All right, baby. Let's. You were on the middle of something, sir. I believe.
I was saying that servers help each other out in those instances. Somebody comes in, I know their drink preferences. I'm not necessarily waiting on them. I share it with the person who's waiting on them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have definitely done that at the point where you come to me and say, "Hey, that guy over there, make sure that he gets that. Don't do this. He doesn't like that, and do it fast. Take care of that."
Yeah, man. I mean, people want to feel special. They want to feel like,
So being remembered is definitely the thing that gives you the
huge.
most tips.
Huge, man. It's huge, What else?
But do you stop paying attention to people? Does the love, the intensity of the love you give people go down if you're always trying to make them feel special, but they don't give you any tips?
Oh, you can't stop once you start it, man. You can't. You can't.
No, I'm not saying stopping. I'm saying decreasing.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on, man.
it's a fine line because
Come on now.
You start to become. They'll start looking at you kind of funny.
Right.
Like if it's like, oh, all this guy cares about is money. He doesn't really care about me. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, but they don't care about us.
True, but who has the handle and who has the blade?
Okay, but it also is circumstantial.
Yeah.
It depends on to what degree you're making them feel special.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you running to another restaurant to get something that they like?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Are you going to the store to go get them cigarettes?
Yeah, there's levels.
Right? Paying shit for them?
There's
Are you
levels.
using money of your own to do something for them? And then they don't show you love? And then as a smart, big picture person,
Right.
I say, you know what? They didn't bless me this time.
Yeah.
But I'm in there.
But I'm in it.
I'm in there.
Yeah,
I might even do that shit twice.
exactly.
I might even be like, it's okay. This is a process. What did I spend? What did I do? I burned 400 calories, went into the store to go get a bag of chips.
Yeah.
No big deal. I needed to burn those 400 calories
Certain
anyway.
people, I will burn the calories.
Right.
Because it's been years of this person.
Right.
So if they don't got me today, they don't got me tomorrow. It's cool.
But a new person that you do that a couple times for, there's a limit.
Yeah.
There's a limit.
Absolutely.
What I mean, think about it. What's gonna happen? What are you gonna continue to not tip me? Like, who gives a
Right,
fuck?
yeah.
Right? I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
There
like,
you go.
there's unwritten rules, man. There's unwritten
It is.
rules,
Unspoken.
and if you don't know how to read those unspoken rules or follow them, then
You're going to get lost in the wind.
nah,
Yeah,
not for
man.
me. Not for me.
You got to read the tea leaves, man.
There you
I
go.
like that shit.
Closing it up.
I'm good, sir.
Perfect. Last words, sir. Now, is there one thing that you want the people in the line to know?
In the line.
Yeah, something that the people that are waiting, or people that are coming in, people that are walking towards the door of a club or a restaurant. What is that one thing you want to make sure they know?
That's a good question.
That peep, don't do this, don't do that.
That's a good question. The craziest thing, if I have a rope there, the rope is there for a reason. Don't touch it. It's not your job to touch the rope. The rope is there as a barrier between you and me. So don't touch the rope. Let me touch the rope. It's like why is this door here?
Right.
The door is here as a barrier between outside and inside.
Why is this?
You can knock on the door,
Right.
but don't just open my door. you
Why
know?
is this transparent panel here between me and this buffet food?
Right.
Like, I want to touch the food.
Right.
Like, don't touch the food. It's there for don't sneeze all over this shit.
Exactly.
Things are there for a reason.
Yes, common sense, man. Common
It's not so
sense.
common.
Well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, Money, thank you so much for joining
been
us today.
great, man.
It's been a
It's
pleasure
been
having
great.
you.
It's
This
been
was a
great.
lot of fun, and it's
That's
always good to
awesome.
find out what's going on between these two worlds.
Yeah,
I just want to close it up. Operators, if you serve alcohol, you definitely might want to consider adding someone that is security and also adds value to that experience.
Sir.
Guest, be nice. If you want your Jared, be consistent and always make sure to every now and then take care, Jared. Otherwise, no one's going to take care of you.
Sir.
And staff, it pays to remember your guest. That's all I want to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening.
Take care, everybody. Whoa.
What do we got here?
That was great.